Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Medina, and this is Queen Eats Nutrition, a platform created for people of color living with pre and type 2 diabetes that are looking to balance your blood sugar, lower your A1C, and eliminate your need for diabetes medication. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you exactly why you're not seeing any improvement in your blood sugar levels. One of the most frustrating and overwhelming things as a diabetic is trying to do all the things and yet not seeing any positive improvement, or your blood sugar is going in the opposite direction. And if I can be completely honest with you, you are either doing way too much or not enough of the right things. I'm going to be providing you with why you're not seeing improvement and what you can do in order to start seeing improvement. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Number one, you are not being consistent with small changes. It is really easy to go from 0 to 100 overnight, or at least to want to do that. Because of diet culture and the society and the world that we live in, it makes us feel like in order to make diabetes the thing of the past, you have to do all of these dramatic over-the-top things. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Living with diabetes is really frustrating, and it's really easy to want to change everything simultaneously at one time. But the issue with that is taking that approach of this all or nothing attitude and doing all of the things. It is not realistic and it is unsustainable. For something to be sustainable, that means that you can see yourself doing it in this way for years to come. So when you take inventory of your current lifestyle habits and the things that you're doing right now, if you don't see yourself doing those things for years to come, you might want to alter that approach. When you're first starting on your health journey, you have to honor the baby steps. And the baby steps are those small changes that you do consistently over time that are going to reap the big results. It's literally just like being a baby. When you first come out of your mother's womb, you're not running. You have to learn how to lift your head up first. From there, then you learn how to roll over. Then you learn how to crawl. Then you learn how to stand up. Take your first step. Then you're running and you're just going from there. It's the same way that you have to treat yourself when you're trying to make sustainable, healthy lifestyle changes. You can't go all the way to 10 when you haven't even started with 1 yet. So you need to ask yourself, what are some small changes that I can make and learn how to be consistent with before I try to add on more? For example, if you barely drink 2 bottles of water a day, what makes you think you're going to drink a gallon of water starting tomorrow? You haven't worked your way up to that point. That's a lot of water to drink. If you set that big goal and then you don't accomplish that, then you're going to feel like a failure, and that's not going to motivate you to keep going. You have to set baby steps. So your ultimate goal is to get to drinking a gallon of water a day. But if right now you're not consistently doing 2 bottles of water a day, maybe the 2 bottles is where you start, and you commit to doing 2 bottles of water for this week. And then next week you decide, okay, I've been consistent with the 2 bottles of water. Let me add 1 more. So the following week you're doing 3 bottles of water. The week after that you're doing 4 bottles of water. The week after that you're doing 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. And before you know it, you've made it to your gallon of water. But that is sort of the steps that you need to take whenever you're trying to accomplish a big goal. Another example would be weight loss. Instead of setting the goal of, okay, I want to lose 50 pounds, why don't you break that large goal into baby steps and say, all right, instead of focusing on, I got to lose 50 pounds, I got to lose 50 pounds, how about we focus on, I got to lose 5 pounds. Let me get this 5 pounds off. And then once you hit 5 pounds, you're like, all right, let me do another 5 pounds, and let me do another 5 pounds. And that is how it becomes easier and more manageable and motivating for you. In the area of food, instead of saying, I'm going to eat a salad a day, you don't even like vegetables. Why don't you, instead of saying, committing to that big goal of I'm going to eat a salad every day, or I'm going to go plant-based overnight, why don't you start that small baby step goal of saying, in every meal, I'm going to add a leafy green, or in every meal, I'm going to add a fresh vegetable to it, or in every meal I'm going to eat less meat, or I'm going to do a meatless Monday. These are just some examples of how to take your giant umbrella goals and break them into baby steps. Reason number 2 is you are stressed out. Stress management is one of the key players when it comes to wanting to keep your blood sugar balanced. If you are not getting your stress under control, blood sugar balance is literally near impossible. The reason why this is because when you're operating in a state of chronic stress, which is really common if you are living in America or you're working in corporate America or you have children or you have other commitments, stress is inevitable. Stress is not something that you can completely get rid of. However, you can change your response to stress, and you can learn how to focus on the things that you can control rather than obsessing about the things that you cannot control. The reason why stress management is such a key player in blood sugar regulation is because when you are operating in a state of chronic stress, your hormone levels are going to be out of balance. One of the main stress hormones, called cortisol, is going to be constantly firing. And when cortisol is firing, it's also triggering your liver to dump excess glucose into your bloodstream while simultaneously preventing your pancreas from releasing insulin. So your blood sugar levels stay elevated, which is causing your body to go into a state of inflammation. It's causing your blood pressure to rise. It's causing your heart to have to work harder to pump blood. And there's so many different parts of the stress cascade that happens. So what you need to focus on doing is managing your stress effectively. And finally, reason number 3, you're not getting enough sleep. Gone are the days where we can stay up to the butt crack of dawn, partying, drinking, watching TV, and scrolling social media, and then turn around and get up early and think that we're going to have the energy and the mental clarity to get through the day. It's not going to happen. Getting enough quality sleep is going to be imperative to balancing blood sugar because your body needs to be in that state of rest and digest in order to use all the good things that you put into it during the day, and using those nutrients to be able to build your body back up and restore it to optimal health through the night. If your body is constantly in go mode, meaning that you're not getting quality sleep, which is really hard as a type 2 diabetic, especially if you're somebody that is just really anxious or you have issues, calming yourself down or slowing your mind down before you go to sleep. Maybe you have sleep apnea, which is another thing that can disrupt your sleep patterns, or maybe you're waking up constantly through the night. All of these things affect your body's ability to gain quality sleep. And a lot of that has to do with your circadian rhythm, which we'll talk about in another video. So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that. But one of the best ways to improve your sleep quality is, number 1, stress management, but also helping yourself to develop a really good evening routine to where you are putting away all of the phones and all of the TV and all of the blue light exposure and all of the tasks and different things like that so that you can get your body in a state of calm so you can drift off into a nice deep sleep. Again, we'll talk about sleep in another video, but sleep is such an imperative part of blood sugar control because when you are not getting quality sleep, your body is still constantly running in a state of stress or in that fight or flight mode. It is so important that you strive to get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. And it's really, really important to make sure that you are in bed and sleep as often as possible before 10 p.m. If you are sort of lighting the candle at both ends and you're not getting good quality sleep and you really have issues slowing down or getting yourself to a place of calm so that you can drift off into a good night's sleep, maybe that means you fix yourself a cup of tea at night. Maybe that means that you turn off all your phones and your TVs at night while you're sleeping. Maybe that means that you write down your to-do list the night before on a notepad or in your phone. So that way throughout the night, you're not constantly trying to remember the things you need to do the next day. Or you can also try to do like 5 or 10 minutes of meditation before you go to bed, just to get your body and your mind in a state of ease. It's going to be impossible for you to get good quality sleep if you are constantly in go, 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 fight or flight mode. So again, try your best to develop a healthy evening routine and see how that works for you. In my course, Dominating Diabetes Academy, we talk about all 3 of these areas in depth and provide you with easy, actionable, week by week steps that you can start to easily adopt into your lifestyle so you can start seeing very quick results, positive results in your blood sugar levels. You can find out more about Dominating Diabetes Academy in the description box below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos from me, and give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful. Also, leave me a comment below if there are any other topics you would like for me to discuss, and I will see you in the next video.